I love these mornings. Summer morning, riding to work. A little bit misty today. Hi guys, welcome back to Salt and Light. If you're new to the channel, my name's Kev and I'm building a 47-foot Dudley Dix design catamaran in Japan. In this episode, we're going to look at getting the aft cabin underway. So we're going to look at getting underneath the bed base and the engine mount area where the engine's going to mount, get that painted, get that prepped, ready to be able to get the engines in. Going to get the bed base built and get that glued in. And also look at getting some of the wardrobe carcasses and built into the aft cabin as well. So I hope you enjoy this video. Yeah, so before I could start building the wardrobes, just needed to give the walls that I'd given 2 coats of resin to a light sand, and I was really quite surprised actually how nicely the walls came up even with just the light sand. So for some of the cabinetry, I'm going to be using a product called Featherlight, which I purchased from Australia, and it's a fiberglass foam core construction, very light and quite strong. Just have to insert some timber pieces where I need to screw hinges and things like that onto. So you just remove the foam and put the timber in. But here I'm getting the edges ready to glue into the hulls. You can't quite see it, it just falls outside of the shot, but I have a block clamp to the shear clamp to help me locate the top of the panel. When I was test fitting these panels, I made a couple of spacer sticks, if you like, just to be able to hold the panels in the right place, which I put in after I glued them in. So I'm just preparing the plinths and also the bottoms of the wardrobes. I'm just constantly thinking and planning where all my services are going to run. So I haven't fixed the bottoms of the wardrobes down, just leaving that option open if I wanted to run some water pipe through the bottom of them. Just still thinking all that through. So this is a small return panel that will go into the port side aft cabin. You see I've removed the foam from a section of it, and I'm going to glue in a piece of 12mm plywood. Now that will be used to be able to screw my hinges to. As I said before, I'm going to leave the bottoms of the wardrobes free at the moment, but I have glued in the plinth pieces. You can also see on the return panel a piece of plywood that I fixed. Now it's going to be setting the height of the drawer unit, so when it comes time to glue it in, I'll sit it onto that. There's another piece on the other side, and it'll just hold that in place while the resin dries. Yeah, so the carcass is of the drawer units I've already made, and here I am just putting the drawers together. Alright, so my plan going forward from here is trying to get as much of the interior structure of the hulls built, like of the wardrobes like we did in the aft cabins there, and in the heads, try and get as much done, get as much painting done as we can before we put the decks on. The next thing that I want to look at is the bed base here in the aft cabin. The bed base that came with the kit was designed to sit on top of the engine bearers. However, I'm using a different engine to what the bearers were designed for. Yeah, so my engine bearers are a little bit narrower than what would have been the bed base designed for. So I just want to get it in, see how it looks, and also see what we need to do to try and make what we need to do to be able to support it in place. So let's have a look at that. Alright, so before I start filming, I've screwed a couple of pieces, battens, just onto the bulkheads, just to set the height of these pieces here. yesterday I had the guys get some resin onto these pieces. I gave them a light sand this morning, and now I'm going to put them in and set them in place and run some fillets and glue these basically together. And then I'm going to take them out, put them on the tables and get them all painted and prepped. That way it's just going to be easy to paint them that way. And then once it's all done, I'll just drop them in and glue them into place. So that's the plan for this afternoon. Now you can see here the blocks that I've glued onto the engine bearers, just to extend them a little bit for the bed base to sit on. So they're made out of 18mm plywood that I've glued together, and I cut the legs to suit the height of those, so now the bed base sits nicely onto those 6 pads. And here are the bed base frames all painted up and ready to be glued in. Also got some white paint into the bilges as well, just leaving little areas where I have to glue, which I came back later on and touched up with the white paint. And this is the end product, the aft cabins with their wardrobe carcasses, if you like, and also the bed bases in place. Alright, well that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment. I really enjoy interacting with you guys. Let us know what you think, how it's progressing. And stay tuned for the next video.